Blind. I opened the freezer. My fingertips grazed something sticky, thick, plasma. It was Cole's severed head. I didn't scream. Instead, I scooped out a spoonful of ice cream and shoved it into my mouth. The killer was standing right behind me, his breath hitched against the nape of my neck. He was waiting for one slip-up, one flinch, so he could turn me into ground meat in that freezer just like Cole. My name is Maya, 21, and I'm blind. Car crash. 5 years old. Shards of glass flew straight into my eyes. Since then, the world has been nothing but ghosts and shadows. Even the brightest light is just a blur, but I learned to survive. 2019. I got a job as an operator. Moved into a high-end apartment with Cole. He was loaded, gentle. When I traced his face, I felt the high bridge of his nose, the sharp, perfect jawline. He could have had anyone, any girl with working eyes. You know what? He'd say, I just want to protect you. I was grateful, lucky. After all the tragedy, I found him. Until that night, I came home from work. Silence. I called his name. No answer. Then my phone buzzed. A text. Not a voice note. Text. I had to let the screen reader speak it out in that cold, robotic voice. Maya, urgent business trip with the boss. Won't be back until tomorrow. Red flag. He knew I couldn't see. He never texted. I called him immediately. Straight to voicemail. I stood there, frozen. A bad feeling started to crawl up my throat, tightening. I needed to calm down. I walked to the kitchen, opening the bottom freezer drawer, reaching for the ice cream Cole bought me. The top drawer was stuck, frozen shut. I yanked it hard. It should have been empty, but it was heavy. The momentum was massive. It flew out and slammed into my knees. I grabbed it to steady it, and then the smell hit me. Metallic, copper, blood. It was faint, but unmistakable. A blind girl's nose never lies. Something happened to Cole. I forced my muscles to lock. I reached into the freezer, grabbed the pint of ice cream, and then my knuckles brushed it. Something soft, warm, still radiating heat. Cole, or a piece of him. I didn't let myself wonder which part. My hand twitched toward my pocket. Phone, 911. No, I froze. The metallic tang of blood wasn't the only thing in the air. There was something else. I'd smelled it the second I walked through the door. Stale sweat, cheap incense, the musty scent of unwashed cotton. I dismissed it. Thought it was coming from an open window. I was wrong. It wasn't drifting. It was following. Every room I walked into, that smell was there, hovering. Vance. He was right behind me. I bit the inside of my cheek, forced a slow, steady breath. Stand up. I shoved the freezer drawer back, slammed the heavy door shut. Thud. I turned, my face a mask of boredom. He hadn't attacked. He was just shadowing me, step for step. I didn't know why. I didn't care. I only knew one thing. If he realized I knew he was there, I was dead. If I reached for my phone, I was dead. I had to play the part. The oblivious blind girl. I sank onto the sofa. Routine. Just another Tuesday night. I started shoveling the ice cream into my mouth. Usually, I savored a pint like this for minutes. Tonight, I inhaled it. The cold slammed into the roof of my mouth. A jagged spike of brain freeze shattered my skull. I ground the metal spoon against my teeth. Scrape, click. It was the only way to scream without making a sound. A tiny act of violence to vent the terror clawing at my throat. I grabbed the remote, clicked the TV on, volume down, not mute, just level 1. A whisper of static. I needed Vance to see it. I needed him to know my hearing was razor sharp. If he fixated on my ears, maybe he'd forget about my nose. He didn't move. I forced my breathing to even out. Think. I needed an exit strategy. Now. Every second of silence was a loaded gun pointed at my head. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. My heart slammed against my ribs. Someone was here. It didn't matter who. It was a variable, a disruption. I walked to the door. My legs felt heavy, numb. Who is it? Maya. It's Kevin. Open up. My boss. I didn't hear footsteps behind me, but the air shifted. That thick, suffocating stench of sweat and